Every generation believes it has discovered the technology that will rewrite the economy. For hours, that crown sits on artificial intelligence. Trillions have poured into AI chips, data centers, and research. Chip stocks have gone vertical. Every tech giant is racing to shove AI into every product and pitch. From the headlines, it feels inevitable. AI will change everything. AI will replace knowledge workers. AI will be the greatest investment opportunity of our lifetime. But step away from the hype and the math becomes strange. The spending curve and the revenue curve barely touch, and bubbles are born in that gap. We've seen this pattern before. Railroads, radio, the internet, crypto, the script repeats. A breakthrough makes the impossible suddenly possible. Visionaries declare the world will be rebuilt around it. Investors rush in, terrified of missing out. Hardware and infrastructure prices explode. Then reality arrives late to the party. The tech works, but slower and smaller than promised. Revenue can't keep up with costs. Confidence breaks, and the air rushes out. The technology survives. The valuations don't. Now we're replaying the same movie with AI. Big tech is building the largest infrastructure footprint since the early internet. AI chips are bought by the truckload. New data center cities are rising everywhere. Power grids were never designed for this demand. Cloud giants are spending tens of billions yearly. GPUs cost as much as luxury cars and are ordered by the thousands. Training clusters can run over $1 billion before powering on. And hardware is just the foundation. AI startups are acquired at dizzying valuations. Elite engineers earn mid-6 to 7-figure salaries. Layers of tooling, orchestration, and consulting pile on top. Capital expenditures are exploding. For chip makers, it looks like a golden age. But what is all this actually earning? Yes, there is a lie: revenue subscriptions, copilots, cloud tools, most priced like a premium Netflix plan with autocomplete. A few billion a year is impressive for a startup, but the costs don't behave. Training a frontier model burns 9 figures in compute. Serving that model costs money every single day. Each answer has a real electricity bill. And bigger models only increase the cost. To compete, you must scale, which increases burn. Scale becomes a way to lose money more efficiently. AI companies are sprinting up a down escalator. The bullish story says demand will explode everywhere. But we're seeing what people actually want. Most use AI for writing, summarizing, brainstorming, debugging. Useful, but not infinitely valuable. One good assistant replaces 10. The market consolidates fast. Enterprises hit their own limits. Integration is messy, slow, and expensive. Productivity gains are incremental, not revolutionary. AI fatigue is real across teams. Demand grows, but not fast enough for the spending bonfire behind the scenes. Then comes the invisible cost: energy. Modern AI models consume staggering power. Training runs can match the usage of thousands of homes. Inference requires huge clusters running non-stop. A single data center can draw as much power as an industrial plant. Communities already push back on power and water usage. Physical constraints are forming walls around the boom. Meanwhile, valuations assume the good times never end. Hardware makers are priced for endless AI spending growth. Tech giants priced for massive new AI profit rivers. Startups priced on markets that may not exist. Multiples stretch into bubble territory. Markets don't need AI to fail, only to disappoint. History leaves a clear warning label. Railroads changed commerce, but early investors got wiped out. Dot-coms changed everything, but first collapsed. Crypto built real tools, but hype outran adoption. The pattern isn't fake tech, fake bubble. It's real tech, impossible expectations. AI fits perfectly into that mold. Massive spending meets slowing user growth. High energy and compute costs meet fragile valuations. The result is euphoria, doubt, panic, consolidation, boredom. A deflating AI bubble follows predictable stages. Startups fail or sell for scraps. Big players trim guidance. Capex gets cut. Narratives unwind. Smaller companies die or get absorbed. AI becomes normal infrastructure. The tech wins. Early investors don't. So what do you do with this? Be cautious when stories replace spreadsheets. Be skeptical of companies with unstoppable spending and unclear profit. AI can change everything, while AI stocks fail spectacularly. $10 trillion is already on the table. Now we find out how much was investment and how much was optimism. If the AI boom is entering its next chapter, the real story may not be the hype, but the consequences. Because when a bubble begins to deflate, power shifts. The people who survive aren't the loudest. They're the ones who understand the pattern early enough to adapt. And AI is about to force an adaptation on everyone. Companies, workers, governments, and investors. The first shift will hit inside the industry itself. AI labs that raised billions will face pressure to justify the burn. Many won't. When cheap money disappears, only profitable ideas survive. That means fewer moonshot models and fewer revolutionary demos. The focus shifts to efficiency, reliability, and provable value. The era of bigger is better slows down as budgets tighten. Researchers start optimizing instead of brute forcing. Companies rethink the "we must scale at any cost" mentality. Frontier models keep advancing, but the pace becomes disciplined. Suddenly the question isn't how big is your dataset, it's how cheap can you deliver useful intelligence. The next shift happens at the enterprise level. Corporations flooded into AI with sky-high expectations. Now CFOs are asking a different question. What's the ROI? The pressure to cut spending means fewer experimental AI tools get approved. Enterprises standardize around 1 or 2 platforms instead of 10. Smaller vendors get squeezed out. A wave of consolidation sweeps through the industry. Only companies with real revenue, real moats, and real use cases stay alive. Everyone else gets acquired or disappears quietly. Then comes the shift in labor. AI won't replace everyone, but it will reorganize everyone. Workers who use AI effectively become dramatically more valuable. Workers who refuse to adapt become replaceable faster than expected. This doesn't create mass unemployment. It creates mass reshuffling. Entire categories tilt in favor of the people who learn new tools early. The divide grows between those who adapt and those who wait. The next shift will hit the broader economy. AI infrastructure demands electricity, land, grids, rare materials, and water. Cities will compete for data centers the way they once competed for factories. Governments will start regulating usage, zoning, and energy consumption. The hype cycle gives way to the political cycle. The narrative moves from AI will change everything to AI must be controlled. Meanwhile, investors navigate the fallout. Some companies lose half their value when the growth story slows. Others explode upward because they actually deliver profits. The winners will be the unglamorous ones, the infrastructure, the efficiency tools, the companies that quietly solve real problems. AI becomes a utility, not a miracle. But utilities can be extremely profitable once the bubble air is gone. And here's the final shift: the public. As the hype cools, everyday people stop viewing AI as magic. They expect it to work. They expect it to be cheap. They expect it to be normal, just like the internet, just like mobile phones, just like cloud computing. That's when the transformation truly begins. Not at the peak of excitement, but after the excitement dies. Because the truth is simple: bubbles clear the field. They wipe away the noise so the real builders can get to work. And that's where the future of AI actually lives. Not in trillion-dollar promises, but in the slow, steady integration of intelligence into everything. The winners won't be the people who chase the hype. They'll be the ones who understood what came after it. If you want more breakdowns like this and deeper dives into the patterns shaping the next decade, hit subscribe. It tells the algorithm this content matters, and it makes sure you don't miss the next chapter, because the AI story isn't ending. It's just entering the part where the real consequences begin.